Sikkim is one of the nicest little secrets of India. A tiny state adjacent to India's West Bengal state to the south, Nepal to the west, and Bhutan to the southeast. Sikkim contains a lovely swath of some of the finest Himalayan forests and is sparsely populated by simple and friendly people living as happy little isolated communities that stretch all the way into the Tibetan plateau beyond the high altitude lake of Gurudongmar, which is one of the highest lakes in the world. Gurudongmar itself is a tranquil aquamarine high altitude lake situated at over 17,000 feet altitude in Sikkim, close to the active border between India's state of Sikkim and Chinese control across the border with Tibet a few kilometers further. While shepherds graze their sheep in the bucolic environs of the high altitude meadows of the Tibetan plateau here, border tensions tend to simmer between India and China every once in a while. The drive from Chungthang to Gurudongmar is one of my favorites. That apart, it makes for perhaps the fastest altitude change that is possible while driving anywhere in the world. While everyone speaks of the highest motorable passes in the world, which are situated at Khardung La and similar passes in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir, this drive is truly something else. From a moderate altitude of 5,600 feet at Chungthang, I usually start the drive at 6 in the morning. By 12 noon, we are at 17,200 feet in a narrow stretch of the Tibetan plateau that is very much in Sikkim, but one that stretches out north onto the plateau, allowing India to flavor the wonders of the Tibetan plateau lands. While one starts the drive to the south of the Himalaya, this remarkable 6-hour drive takes one right through the greater Himalaya with high peaks of over 22,000 feet altitude on both sides. And then suddenly, in one great upheaval of geography and landscape, one finds oneself to the north of the Himalaya with the peaks far behind you. The landscape levels out around the eye into a pleasing flatland with little streams running wild, edelweiss and gentians profusely growing in all directions, and the cold winds of Tibet cooling your sunburnt face. The daytime heat can be intense when you're out in the open sun, and the nighttime chill even more intense as the winds pick up and the mountain breeze collides with the high altitude desert air. The peaks of Kanchenjunga and Chomyomo literally empty their glaciers out above the road, or so it seems. The Tista flows alongside. Even more cataclysmic than the geographical changes are the rapid changes in the biota of the valley of the Tista as one ascends. Every few hundred meters of ascent leads to a change in the bird life, plant life, and the animals around. The rhododendron shrubs become smaller and smaller, from trees near Chungthang to large bushes above Lachen and down to tiny shrubs further up the valley. Access to the lake of Gurudongmar is only permitted to Indians who have obtained a special permit, and foreign nationals are not allowed to visit the region at all. Even for Indians, the army keeps a strict check on visitation given the harsh climate, the extreme altitude, and the low temperatures. Visitors must drive off the plateau by 1 p.m. at the latest to prevent breakdowns on the desolate apology of a road. Since there is only an indicative track that serves as a road, SUVs can wander off the path and break down in places where help is hard to reach. Needless to say, there is no mobile signal anywhere near. Among the many secret attractions of the Tibetan plateau at Gurudongmar are a profusion of autumn flowering gentians and fields of star-shaped edelweiss. While the edelweiss may sell for a hefty price in euros in the European Alps, here they comprise of sheep fodder and mingle with the grass under one's feet. Meanwhile, Himalayan marmots gamble on the plateau lands but scurry for cover the moment they sense the presence of an outsider. Part mouse and part hare, marmots are a common sight in the high-altitude deserts of the Himalayas. The Tista River emanates here, and from its humble beginnings higher up above the Gurudongmar plateau, it turns into quite a gushing torrent below Thangu and Lachen, heading through Chungthang and further south. It harbors perfect habitat for the rare white-breasted dipper that hunts along the river in order to feed its brood, hidden away under an overhanging rhododendron root. Higher up, around the high-altitude meadows, lie some of the finest valleys of high-altitude Himalayan rhododendrons, the dwarf and bush varieties. In the valley of Yumthang, one can see a high-altitude species of Aresima or snake plant. The Shingba Rhododendron Sanctuary is home to the rare yellow poppy, while the Meconopsis horridula, or the blue poppy, can be seen growing in profusion along the modest beginnings of the Tista River.
I'm sitting in the Shingba Rhododendron Sanctuary in North Sikkim on the way to Yumthang, and this before me is the Himalayan yellow poppy as opposed to the blue poppy, Meconopsis. And right here this is rhubarb, which is used eaten by local village folk, and they actually use the stem to turn it into a soup and a vegetable.
While purple pedicularis prefer the moist bogs along the many streamlets that feed the Tista River here, such as at Yumthang, a wide open valley with prayer flags and hot springs.